Well, hello, Mike Festiva. Welcome back. This is my Rippa R319 review video. This is a 2+ year and over 200-hour review of this machine. If you've been familiar with my channel, you've probably seen a lot of different reviews and videos I've made. And I've done a lot of work with this machine, got a lot of stuff done with it. But my friend's had it for the last year and a half, and he's actually done a whole bunch. So we're going to interview him, see what he thinks about it, and check out the machine, see if it's held up very well. So enjoy the video. You've moved a lot of logs with this thing, like a few semi-truck loads.
Yeah, I've done a lot of truck loads, yeah.
And your motto is every time you fill the machine up with fluid, you give a little bit of a grease to the zerks.
Yeah, and anytime the oil gets dirty, I change it.
And you know, one thing I was leery on these machines were the hydraulics seals blowing out, because I bought a little 3-point tractor backhoe years ago, and within 5 hours, one of the downrigger seals blew out. You haven't had to mess with the seals on any of the hydraulics or anything? Blow a hydraulic line or anything on it yet?
No.
No. And you rigged up these things. This fits with your attachments to quick.
I put all my different attachments on there. Wood splitter, I run my wood splitter with it.
And that thumb, you said you've had to bend it back a few different times, but it's still holding up pretty well for the amount of stuff you've lifted with it.
Literally truckloads.
Yeah, because you've processed so many. How many cords of firewood have you processed with this machine?
30 at least.
30
and
cords.
Not counting all my lumber.
And you've loaded and milled.
Yeah, a couple log truckloads.
Log truckloads.
Then 3 firewood.
You haven't messed with it yet. I still got my temporary counterweight. I always thought I would cut something else. Yeah. You ever gonna do a bigger counterweight, you think?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it works fine for you. Drive motors look like they're holding up fine. Yeah. Tracks are holding up fine. Have you thrown?
No, I've never have thrown.
I was crossing kind of a muddy spot with some rocks once, and it was really angled, and I almost partially threw a track. I just had to go forward and it popped back on.
Loose now. I need to tighten them up.
Yeah.
But I've never tightened them up before.
You haven't? Yeah, I've only adjusted them once.
Oh, I never have, yeah.
So, and that's 200+ hours.
You know, I changed all the oils a few times. I've never changed the hydraulic fluid. I did change the hydraulic oil, but for some
reason... You
have
have changed the hydraulic fluid? Yeah.
Well, just because I did all those. I ran my wood splitter and my...
Blow out the air filter a few times on it?
Yeah.
Dude, it's actually held up really well.
Crazy good.
For the amount of wear and tear, and this was a key thing. Now they're making these hatches so you can actually open and close them like this.
Unfortunately, I broke it off. You can see I'm in tight spots.
Yeah, it's just tin, man.
I caught this on chain link fence. My sister had tore it off.
But you cleared an acre's worth of blackberries. Oh, yeah. And how long do you think that took you?
4 hours.
She messed around with the tractor and front end loader for a long time.
A week. Nowhere.
And you got in there and just cleared mass.
You and I were just up there with that 2-inch line. I went up that hillside and did a huge blackberry thing in 2 hours last week. And you couldn't even get... There's old girls, 20 feet tall.
Big blackberries.
Yeah.
And you've ditched...
That's pretty steep hill up there.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
You got to put this blade downhill. If you would flip it.
Yeah. And you've trenched...
thousands of feet of
ditching with this thing. That's awesome, because you have a big backhoe, but it doesn't make sense to use a 2-foot wide bucket or a 18-inch bucket to trench water lines.
I've loaded lots of loads of gravel at the gravel pit or at people's houses with this topsoil.
So when I bought this thing originally, I was really concerned because some of the early model machines, not from Rippa but other ones, this plate was so thin that people were ripping the cylinder mount off. And I just saw a new machine from some other company where someone had 5 hours and it tore. But this is one thing from before I bought it. I could see this is made out of like 9 or 10 millimeter steel, and that thing looks like it's holding up.
I dig all those ditches and I use that blade to backfill.
And it looks like the blade's held up great. No bending.
You know, if I'm going to dig down 6 feet, I grab my backhoe.
Yeah, exactly. You got to use the right machine for the right job.
2 3-foot ditches. I mean, this thing's fast. And it spins on a dime.
And you got some accessories for it too. You got the post hole digger, and you got a material bucket.
And the wide bucket.
Yeah. And then you got this
was on it
quick hitch. Yeah. And it does reduce your curl force, but I like this style of quick hitch. This is a lot better than the old.
Quick. I mean,
yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the amount of time and
what these things go for.
Yeah.
this thing blew up tomorrow, I'd buy another one.
Yeah, you put a lot of work, and you got back issues like me. So if it can save your back and not destroy your back, it makes sense too.
It's like my wife calls it my Tonka toy.
Yeah.
It's just fun to ride.
So keep in mind, my friend's been a heavy equipment mechanic for his whole life, basically, and these things are pretty simple machines to keep going. It's basically like a log splitter with tracks. I mean, they're very simple, but he is saying even if it was catastrophic failure beyond repair, which most things are easy to repair on this thing, he would buy another one. He's been happy enough with it.
Yeah. Well, this is way more fun for me, just be retired and do something like that.
Oh, mine as well. Yeah, it's I'm so glad it's worked out really well for you. The 50 hours I put on it's been great. You put over 150 easily on it. Yeah, over 200 hours on this thing so far. And people hear 200 hours. Well, hell, I get that in like short amount of time with a commercial machine, but commercial jobs. But like you're working around your house, get a lot of stuff done.
You know, 20 acres right here. I think around in the woods. I think, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of all the neighbors' firewood.
Yeah.
That is crazy how much you can get done in 5 minutes. You can't dig a ditch by hand. It takes you all day. I do in 5 minutes. I mean,
it's pretty impressive that thumb. I like that these ones fold all the way out of the way like that.
There goes up more.
Yeah.
And you've moved it. I have used. I mean, I don't not stick it.
Yeah, you're not like on this thing. You're just running it like.
I run it like, you know, it's a tool. You know?
Yeah, and if something breaks, you got the capability to repair it.
Right.
How many years have you been working on machinery for?
85.
Since 85. Yeah. So. Well, that's great, man. I'm super glad to see this worked out so well.
The thing is, keep clean oil on anything I run.
Yeah.
To me, it's the biggest maintenance of a keep it greased.
Yeah.
And that's just a cheap maintenance thing.
Yeah, it keeps it simple. And that just oil is just from you changing the motor oil because it kind of spilled down there. But no hydraulic leaks on this thing.
No.
That's held up well.
Original battery, still charged, still starts every time.
That's pretty good for the Chinese battery,
I
you know?
do use non-ethanol,
Yeah, I think non-ethanol is key.
Just because...
And they all have this foot pedal modification done now.
Oh, yeah. That's an air brake off of Kenworth.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that. That's cool.
I just changed the pivot point on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Fancy toolbox. That's
Yeah.
about the biggest plus for me. Putting enough crap in it there. Yeah.
That's a good way to go. Fire extinguisher, good improvement. Yeah, you get a lot done with these things. Your feeling is even if it was catastrophic failure beyond repair,
Yeah, I'd buy another one.
you'd have another one.
I
Yeah.
mean, for $5,000, you don't get much in life anymore.
I know that's
Buy
like
lawnmowers more.
yeah.
So.
And the amount of work you've done that is insane. I come down here, every time I come down here, you've gotten more done. Like crazy amounts.
You know, this is something you put in your toolbox.
Yeah, you got bigger machines for bigger jobs, but you've knocked out some pretty large jobs. I mean, planting those 2,000 trees around here and augering them.
Fencing and milling with that thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been fun at all to make all that fencing.
Yeah.
I mean, around this whole farm.
Well, you've been moving a bunch of those 6x6s with this thing, and yeah.
10 foot long.
Save your back. Yeah, hundreds of 6x6s that this thing's handled. But when you think about 2 log truck loads, you've moved basically with that thumb and mass amounts.
That's just cedar.
Cedar.
Not counting the 3 log truck loads of firewood I brought.
So you've done 5. You've basically moved and handled 5 log truck loads since you've had this in what?
I put every piece in the wood splitter.
You've had it for a year and a half now? Yeah, that's great. So you put a load all the pieces with the wood splitter. Yeah, you cycled that thumb a lot, and it's actually held up really good. I've seen the AGT machines or something where they don't have the extra braces.
I put a bushing in it.
Yeah,
you know, but
because I did that on my same one because it's definitely a really thin plate up there and wear and tear.
You know, but when you buy something for that cheap and put that type of work on it, you have to use your head and a little common sense.
Oh, for sure. That's great. You haven't ripped any lines off or anything, and they're still on there. Nothing's.
Some of them a little bit in some of the different spots.
Yeah, looks like you've had something bump up there
1,000 times.
Yeah.
You get in there and sink on towards the works off, put the easy outs in it.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, you get yourself a spot. Well, you know what? Got to do what I got to do. If I got to buy a cylinder, I got to buy a cylinder.
Yeah, but you haven't had to do anything like that yet. That's
I've been
awesome.
stuck in some pretty tight spots. You can see some of the tin work in rough shape because I slid in some spots.
Yeah, but it's just thin metal and.
You know, normally on a job site you don't put dents in tin work.
But yeah, probably.
This is my business. So
yeah, and it's not like not like it's ever gonna be a collector's item. Just use it like a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
You know, I try to take care of it by keeping the oils and grease
Yeah, I think that's the biggest
doesn't
thing,
have
like
nothing to do with
common
what you're
sense maintenance, you know?
So it may not be a fancy Kubota or a nice Bobcat, but it's simple, it's a homeowner machine, and it gets the job done. As you can see, my friend's got a lot of use out of it, processing 5 semi-truckloads worth of wood with this machine, and digging over 2,200 holes, some for a fence line, some for a Christmas tree farm. Those are only some of the projects my friend's got done with it. He's got a lot of stuff done in the last year and a half with the machine. I've been happy with the machine. My friend's been happy with it. It may not be the right machine for you, but you know what? If you have some basic needs and you want a workhorse machine, something like this isn't too bad and pretty reliable. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider subscribing and maybe checking out some of my other videos I have in the playlist below. Till next time, bye.